Sorry. Sorry, can you see my screen?
Yes. Sorry, Nina. Ago fagali dupo.
Are you saying you cannot hear me?
I can hear you, but I'm calling over Lena. The video that you're playing. I can see
Okay.
it, but I
Or
can
we
audio.
do what is necessary.
Oh, yes.
Next 6 months will be the
Thank
most
you.
productive
Is it better
and
now?
transformative months of
Yes,
your life.
yes.
And
Okay.
once you start, once you commit, once you see the power of consistent execution, there will be no stopping you. The first step in this 6-month plan is to take full responsibility for where you are right now. No more blaming circumstances. No more pointing fingers. No more waiting for things to change on their own. If you are not where you want to be in life, there is only one reason. Your decisions have led you here. And if you want to change where you are 6 months from now, you need to start making better decisions today. Most people never take full ownership of their life. They blame their past, their environment, their upbringing, the people around them. They convince themselves that they are stuck because of external forces. But winners do not think like that. Winners understand that no matter what has happened in the past, they are in control of what happens next. They do not waste energy complaining about things they cannot change. They put all their focus into what they can control. And that is what you need to do. From this moment forward, you must adopt the mindset that everything is your responsibility, your results, your progress, your habits, your mindset, your success. If something is not working in your life, it is your job to fix it. If you are not where you want to be, it is your job to do something about it. No more excuses, no more waiting, no more wasting time. The next thing you need to do is get crystal clear on your goals. Most people fail because they do not have a clear target. They say they want success, but they cannot define what success looks like. They say they want to improve, but they have no idea what that actually means. If you do not have a precise, measurable goal, you will never make real progress. So ask yourself, where do I want to be 6 months from now? What do you want to accomplish? What skills do you want to develop? What habits do you want to build? What areas of your life need to improve? And be specific. If you want to get in shape, what does that mean? Losing a certain amount of weight, gaining muscle, running a faster mile? If you want financial success, what does that look like? Earning a specific amount of money, saving a certain percentage, building a business? Vague goals create vague results. You need a target that is so clear, so precise, that there is no confusion about what you are working towards. Once you have your goals, you need a plan. Because setting goals is not enough. Anyone can say they want something. The difference between winners and everyone else is that winners create a roadmap. They do not just set goals. They break them down into daily, weekly, and monthly actions. If your goal is to get in the best shape of your life in 6 months, what does that require on a daily basis? What does your training plan look like? What does your nutrition need to be? How many hours of sleep do you need? If your goal is financial success, what are the exact steps you need to take? Do you need to increase your income, cut unnecessary expenses, build a new skill, start a business? You need to get specific about what needs to be done every single day to move you closer to your goal. And then you need to execute relentlessly, because this is where most people fail. They set goals, they make a plan, but then they do not follow through. They let distractions get in the way. They let emotions dictate their actions. They let inconsistency ruin their progress. But that will not be you. For the next 6 months, you will show up every single day and execute your plan with discipline. And this is the key. You must stop negotiating with yourself. Most people fail because they give themselves options. They wake up and ask themselves, do I feel like doing this today? And the moment you ask yourself that question, you have already lost. Because your mind will always choose comfort over effort. It will always take the easier route. It will always look for an excuse to avoid doing the hard work. But winners do not negotiate with themselves. They do not wake up and ask if they should work out. They just do it. They do not wonder if they should follow their plan. They execute their plan no matter what. They have made a decision in advance that their actions are non-negotiable. And because of that, they succeed. And this is the mindset you must develop. Your success over the next 6 months depends on your ability to take action, even when you do not feel like it. Your discipline must be stronger than your emotions. Your commitment must be stronger than your excuses. Your focus must be stronger than your distractions. Because if you can do that, if you can build the habit of executing without hesitation, You will achieve more in 6 months than most people do in years. And that is the power of this plan. It is not about motivation. It is not about hype. It is about systematically changing your life through consistent, disciplined action. It is about making decisions that force you to grow. It is about pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone every single day so that 6 months from now, you are not just a little better. You are unrecognizable from the person you are today. So this is your challenge. No more hesitation. No more inconsistency. No more waiting for the perfect moment. From this point forward, you are all in every single day without fail. Because if you commit to this level of intensity, nothing can stop you. The first step in this 6-month success plan is to establish complete control over your time and priorities. Without this, nothing else will work. You can set all the goals you want. You can make all the plans in the world, but if you do not control your time, someone else will. Your days will get eaten up by distractions. Your energy will be drained by things that do not matter. And before you know it, 6 months will have passed, and you will still be in the same place. That is why the first commitment you must make is this: every single moment of my time will serve my mission. Most people let their time slip away. They wake up and immediately react to the world. And before they even start their day, their mind is already scattered. This is why they stay stuck. They live on autopilot. They don't have a system. They don't have a structure. And because of that, they never make real progress. But you are not going to live that way anymore. From this moment forward, you will take control of your schedule. You will wake up with a plan, and you will execute that plan without hesitation. You will not let distractions dictate your day. You will not waste time on things that do not serve your mission. You will treat every single hour like it is the most valuable resource you have, because it is. And that means setting boundaries. That means eliminating wasted time. That means refusing to engage in anything that pulls you away from your vision. Because here is the truth. Every single thing you do is either moving you closer to your goals or pulling you further away. There is no neutral. There is no, I'll do it later. There is no, just 5 more minutes. There is only forward or backward. And if you are serious about transforming your life in 6 months, you must move forward every single day. This is where most people fail. They start strong, but they do not protect their time. They allow themselves to be pulled in too many directions. They give in to distractions. They waste hours doing things that do not matter. And because of that, they lose momentum. They lose focus. They fall back into their old ways. But that will not be you. You will create a schedule that forces you to succeed. You will wake up at the same time every day. You will structure your mornings to maximize your energy. You will dedicate blocks of time to deep work, to training, to growth. You will not allow meaningless distractions to interfere with your mission. And most importantly, you will stick to your schedule no matter what. Because once you start negotiating with yourself, once you start making exceptions, once you start skipping things because you don't feel like it, you lose. This is not about working harder. This is about working smarter. This is about eliminating wasted effort and focusing on what actually moves the needle. Most people are busy, but they are not productive. They fill their day with things that do not matter. They trick themselves into thinking they are making progress, when in reality, they are just staying in motion without actually moving forward. But you will not fall into that trap. You will not confuse movement with progress. Every action you take will be intentional. Every effort you make will be measured. every single thing you do will serve a purpose. And if it does not serve your mission, you will cut it out of your life immediately. And this is where your biggest breakthrough will happen, when you realize how much of your time is actually being wasted. Because when you start tracking your days, when you start measuring how you are really spending your time, you will see the truth. You have far more time than you think. You are just not using it correctly. And once you fix this, once you remove every distraction, once you create a system that keeps you locked in, everything changes. Your productivity goes through the roof. Your progress speeds up. Your results multiply. And what used to take you months to accomplish starts happening in weeks. This is how you create massive success in just 6 months. By taking control of your time with absolute discipline. By removing everything that is not serving you. By eliminating wasted effort and replacing it with relentless execution. So from this moment forward, there are no more wasted hours. There are no more distractions. There are no more excuses. Every single second you have is valuable. Every single decision you make matters. And if you commit to this, if you protect your time with the same intensity that winners do, 6 months from now, you will not even recognize your life. Now that you have taken full control of your time, the next step is to master discipline. Because time alone will not change your life. How you use it will. And this is where most people fail. They set goals, they make plans, they create schedules, but they do not have the discipline to follow through. They rely on motivation. They wait until they feel like doing the work. And that is why they stay stuck. If you want to change your life in 6 months, you must eliminate this weakness. You must stop letting feelings dictate your actions. You must become the kind of person who executes no matter what. Because here's the truth. Discipline is the bridge between goals and results. Not talent, not luck, not intelligence, just pure relentless discipline. The ability to show up every day and do what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. And this is where your real transformation begins. Because once you train yourself to act without hesitation, once you eliminate the habit of overthinking, once you remove the need for motivation, you become unstoppable. Most people never get here because they never push past the resistance. They let discomfort stop them. They let small obstacles break their momentum. They quit when things get hard. But winners, they thrive in discomfort. They do not run from struggle. They embrace it. They understand that pain, fatigue, doubt, none of it matters. The only thing that matters is execution. And that is the mindset you must adopt. No more excuses, no more negotiations, no more waiting for the perfect conditions. From now on, your actions will not be based on how you feel. Your actions will be based on what needs to be done. This means waking up when you say you will, without hitting snooze. This means training your body even when you feel tired. This means working on your goals, even when nobody is watching. This means eliminating the phrase, I don't feel like it, from your vocabulary. Because here's the truth, your feelings do not matter. Your actions do. Most people let their emotions control them. They wait for motivation. And when it is not there, they do nothing. They get caught up in their moods, their distractions, their momentary struggles. But winners understand something deeper. Motion creates emotion. You do not wait to feel good before you take action. You take action, and then the feeling follows. And this is why the first 30 days of this plan will be the hardest, because your mind will resist. Your old habits will fight back. You will want to quit. You will want to slow down. You will hear every excuse in your head trying to pull you away from what you need to do. But this is the moment that separates the successful from the ones who fail. What do you do when you feel like quitting? That is the real test. And the answer is simple. You keep going, no matter how you feel, no matter how tired you are, no matter how much your mind tells you to stop. Because every time you push through resistance, you get stronger. Every time you do what you said you would do, you build trust in yourself. Every time you show up when it would have been easier to quit, you create momentum that cannot be stopped. And that is why the next 6 months will be different than anything you have ever done before. Because this time, there will be no breaks. This time, you will not slow down. This time, you will not make excuses. This time, you will train yourself to execute like a machine. And here is the secret. Once you master discipline, you will never need motivation again. You will not need someone to push you. You will not need external pressure. You will not need to feel like it, because action will be automatic. Most people never reach this level. They stay stuck in a cycle of starting and stopping. They work hard for a few days, then take a break. They push for a little while, then slow down. They get excited about success, but they never develop the habits that create it. And because of that, they live in a constant loop of frustration, always trying, but never achieving. But that will not be you, because the moment you stop relying on motivation, the moment you eliminate the need to feel ready, the moment you turn discipline into a habit, you will win every single time. So here is your challenge for the next 6 months. Remove emotion from your execution. No more debating. No more waiting. No more stopping when it gets hard. If something needs to be done, you do it. If you made a commitment to yourself, you follow through. If you set a goal, you execute until it is achieved, no matter what. This is the mindset of champions. This is the difference between the people who succeed and the people who stay stuck. It is not about luck. It is not about talent. It is about being the kind of person who does not stop, who does not quit, who does not slow down. And if you build this level of discipline, if you commit to this level of execution, if you refuse to let anything stop you, 6 months from now, you will not even recognize yourself. Now that you have eliminated distractions and built unshakable discipline, the next phase of the 6-month plan is to raise your standards in every area of your life. Because discipline alone is not enough. You can be consistent, you can show up every day, but if you are operating at the wrong level, you will never reach your true potential. The goal is not just to work hard, it is to work at the highest level possible. Most people stay stuck because they set their standards too low. They tell themselves that they are doing enough, but they are really just doing what is comfortable. They put in effort, but not the kind of effort that actually transforms them. They get stuck in a pattern of just getting by instead of demanding the best from themselves. And that is why they never break through, because what you tolerate becomes your reality. If you tolerate excuses, you will live in excuses. If you tolerate mediocrity, you will stay average. If you tolerate half effort, you will never see full results. But if you raise your standards, if you demand excellence from yourself in everything you do, everything changes. This is the mindset of the elite. They do not settle. They do not cut corners. They do not allow themselves to move at the same speed as everyone else. They operate above the standard. They train harder. They execute better. They expect more from themselves than anyone else ever would. And because of that, they rise to the top while everyone else stays the same. And that is exactly what you must do for the next 6 months. You must raise your standards in your work, in your discipline, in your habits, in your mindset, in your physical and mental toughness. You must hold yourself to a level of excellence that forces you to grow. This means no more doing the bare minimum, no more just enough, no more working when it is convenient and stopping when it gets hard. If you commit to something, you go all in. If you set a goal, you give everything you have to achieve it. If you wake up, you attack the day like your life depends on it, because it does. This means training harder than you ever have before. Not just showing up, but pushing yourself past your limits. Not just doing the work, but demanding more from yourself every single day. If you used to stop at 10 reps, you go to 12. If you used to work for an hour, you work for 90 minutes. If you used to set small goals, you start setting massive ones. Because here is the truth. Growth only happens under pressure. If you are not uncomfortable, you are not growing. If you are not being challenged, you are not improving. If you are not struggling, you are not evolving. Comfort is the enemy of progress. And if you want to change your life in 6 months, you must chase discomfort. You must seek out challenges. You must force yourself to grow every single day. Most people do not do this. They avoid struggle. They look for the easy path. They want to change, but they do not want to be uncomfortable. And that is why they never reach their full potential. Because true transformation requires pain. It requires sacrifice. It requires pushing yourself past the point where most people quit. And that is what you must do. You must become obsessed with leveling up. You must demand excellence in everything. The way you train, the way you work, the way you think, the way you carry yourself, everything. There can be no weak points, no gaps in your discipline, no areas where you accept mediocrity. If something is not at the highest level, you fix it immediately. This is how you create massive results in a short period of time, by removing every weakness, by strengthening every part of your life, by making sure that every single move you make is moving you forward. And this is where most people fail. They set a high standard for a little while, but then they let it slip. They make progress, but then they slow down. They think they have done enough, so they relax. And before they know it, they are back where they started. But you will not let that happen. You will keep raising your standards every single day. You will not just maintain your progress, you will accelerate it. You will not just settle for what you have done. You will demand more. You will never let yourself go back to who you used to be. This means you must constantly evaluate yourself. You must hold yourself accountable. You must ask yourself every day, did I give my absolute best today? Did I push myself further than I did yesterday? Did I hold myself to the highest standard possible? And if the answer is no, then you fix it immediately. There is no room for average anymore. There is no room for hesitation. There is no room for slowing down. You are in full control of your future. And for the next 6 months, you will operate at a level that most people will never reach. Because once you raise your standards, once you demand excellence from yourself every single day, you will never go back. You will never settle. You will never accept anything less than your absolute best. At this point, you have taken control of your time, mastered discipline, and raised your standards. Now, the next phase of this 6-month plan is to develop an unshakable mindset. Because success is not just about working harder. It is not just about grinding every day. It is about building a mind so strong that nothing can break you. A mind that does not give in to doubt, does not surrender to fear, and does not get shaken by obstacles. Most people never reach their full potential because their mind is weak. They let fear control them. They let small failures discourage them. They get distracted by negativity, by what others think, by temporary setbacks. And because of that, they never stay consistent long enough to see real success. But you will not fall into that trap, because from this moment forward, you will train your mind to be stronger than your emotions, stronger than your fears, stronger than any obstacle that comes your way. You will develop the kind of mental toughness that allows you to keep moving forward no matter what. And this is where the real test begins, because over the next 6 months, you will face challenges. You will have moments where doubt creeps in. You will have days where everything in you wants to slow down. But those are the moments that separate the winners from everyone else. What do you do when things get hard? The weak mind breaks. It looks for an escape. It starts making excuses. It starts blaming circumstances. But the strong mind, it keeps moving forward. It does not break. It does not complain. It does not waste time feeling sorry for itself. It simply keeps going. And this is the mindset you must adopt. Nothing can stop me. Not pain, not fear, not struggle, not failure, nothing. Most people are controlled by their thoughts. They allow negativity to take over. They feed their fears. They focus on problems instead of solutions. But from this moment forward, you will control your mind. You will be intentional about what you allow into your head. You will remove negative thoughts the second they appear. You will refuse to give power to fear, doubt, or hesitation. This means being ruthless with your self-talk. No more saying, I hope I succeed. No more thinking, I'll try my best. No more entertaining thoughts of failure. From now on, you will only speak and think in absolutes. I will succeed. I will execute. I will dominate. Because here is the truth. Your mind controls your reality. If you believe you will succeed, you will. If you believe you are unstoppable, you are. If you believe that no matter what happens, you will keep going, then nothing in this world can stop you. But if you allow even a little bit of doubt in, if you let fear take up space in your head, if you hesitate for even a second, that is all it takes for weakness to creep in. And once weakness enters your mind, it spreads. And that is why you must protect your mindset, like your life depends on it, because it does. This means eliminating negativity. If something does not serve your growth, it does not belong in your mind. If people around you are negative, if they doubt you, if they try to pull you back to their level, you remove them from your life. If your environment is filled with distractions, if it is keeping you from operating at your highest level, you change it immediately. Because your mind is like a battlefield, and every day you are either winning or losing the battle inside your head. You're either feeding strength or feeding weakness. You're either reinforcing the belief that you are unstoppable or allowing doubt to slow you down. And this is the secret that most people never understand. Your life is a reflection of your mind. If your mind is weak, your results will be weak. If your mind is strong, your results will be strong. It is that simple. So for the next 6 months, you will train your mind with the same intensity that you train your body, your skills, and your discipline. You will strengthen it every single day. You will eliminate weakness from your thinking. You will not allow distractions, negativity, or fear to control you. And here is how you do it. You expose yourself to struggle on purpose. You put yourself in difficult situations. You challenge yourself daily. You do things that scare you, that make you uncomfortable, that force you to grow. Because the only way to build a strong mind is through resistance. Most people avoid struggle. They look for the easy way out. They try to escape discomfort, but that is why they stay weak. Because strength, real strength, is built by pushing through things that would break up other people. And that is what you must do for the next 6 months. You must seek out the things that make you uncomfortable. You must chase difficulty. You must put yourself in situations that test your limits. Because the more you do this, the stronger you will become. And once your mind is strong, nothing can stop you. So ask yourself, are you ready to control your mind? Are you ready to remove fear? Are you ready to eliminate doubt and hesitation forever? Because once you make that decision, once you fully commit to this level of mental strength, you will never go back to your old way of thinking. Now that you have built discipline, raised your standards, and developed an unshakable mindset, the final piece of this 6-month success plan is relentless execution. Because all the discipline in the world means nothing without action. All the right habits, all the right thoughts, all the right strategies are useless if you do not execute consistently at the highest level without hesitation. Most people never reach their full potential because they overthink instead of execute. They wait for the perfect moment. They tell themselves they need more time, more preparation, more information. And because of that, they stay stuck. They plan, but they never move. They think, but they never do. And eventually, they look back and realize they have wasted years waiting for conditions to be perfect, when all along, success was waiting for them to take action. But you will not make that mistake, because from this moment forward, you will become a machine of execution. You will not hesitate. You will not wait. You will not let fear or doubt slow you down. If something needs to be done, you will do it immediately. And this is the biggest shift that will separate you from the majority, because most people talk about what they are going to do. They dream about success. They tell themselves that one day they will finally take action. But winners, they do not talk. They do not dream. They execute every single day. No excuses, no hesitation, no waiting. This is how you make massive progress in 6 months. Not by moving when you feel ready, not by waiting until conditions are perfect, but by taking action right now, even if you do not have all the answers, even if you are not 100% prepared, even if fear is screaming in your head. Because here is the truth: action kills fear. Action builds confidence. Action creates momentum. Most people think they need to feel confident before they take action, but it is the opposite. Confidence does not come from thinking. It comes from doing. The more you act, the more you push yourself, the more you step into the unknown, the stronger you become. And before you know it, the things that once scared you, the things that once made you hesitate, the things that once felt impossible become easy. So from now on, you will operate with urgency. No more procrastination, no more delays, no more, I'll do it later. If something needs to be done, you do it immediately. If there is an opportunity, you take it without hesitation. If a challenge arises, you face it head on. This means you will move faster than everyone else. You will work harder. You will push further. And because of that, you will separate yourself from the crowd. While others are still thinking, still debating, still making excuses, you will already be 10 steps ahead, building momentum, gaining ground, creating success. And this is the secret that high performers understand. Speed matters. The faster you move, the more opportunities you create. The more momentum you build, the easier success becomes. Because once you are in motion, once you are locked in, once you have momentum on your side, nothing can stop you. Most people never experience this because they never move fast enough to build real momentum. They stop and start. They take action, then hesitate. They make a little progress, then slow down. But winners, they do not stop. They do not take breaks. They do not slow down once they start seeing results. They keep accelerating. And that is what you must do for the next 6 months. You must become relentless. You must execute at a speed and intensity that most people cannot keep up with. You must remove hesitation, eliminate delays, and train yourself to move forward without fear. Because this is how success happens fast. It is not magic. It is not luck. It is not some secret formula. It is just massive, relentless action every single day. It is making sure that not a single moment is wasted. It is pushing forward no matter what. It is refusing to slow down, refusing to take your foot off the gas, refusing to settle for anything less than maximum progress. And once you do this, you will realize something incredible. You are capable of far more than you ever thought. The limits you thought you had, they were never real. The doubts in your head, they were just illusions. The things you once feared, they were only obstacles because you hesitated. But now you are moving. Now you are executing. Now you are proving to yourself that nothing can stop you. And this is where transformation happens. Because once you start operating at this level, once you make execution your default setting, you will never go back to the way you used to be. You will never again be the person who hesitates, who second guesses, who lets fear or laziness slow them down. You will have become a different person, someone who is sharp, someone who is fast, someone who dominates in every area of life. So ask yourself, am I ready to execute like never before? Am I ready to move faster, work harder, push further than I ever have? Am I ready to eliminate hesitation, to remove fear, to take massive action every single day until my success is inevitable? Because if the answer is yes, then the next 6 months will be the most powerful months of your life. You have made the decision, a decision that most people will never make, a decision to take full control of your time, your discipline, your mindset, and your execution. A decision to commit to 6 months of absolute focus, 6 months of relentless action, 6 months of becoming the strongest, sharpest, most unstoppable version of yourself. And now the only thing left to do is follow through. Because here is the truth. 6 months of extreme focus can put you years ahead. 6 months of eliminating distractions, eliminating excuses, eliminating hesitation can change your entire life. 6 months of executing every single day with no breaks, no wasted time, no stopping, can take you from where you are right now to a place you never thought possible. But only if you commit fully, not halfway, not with a mindset of I'll try, not with excuses about why it might be too hard, fully, with everything you have, with every ounce of effort, every moment of focus, every drop of discipline inside of you. Most people never do this. They stay in the cycle of starting and stopping. They make progress, then let up. They get excited, then lose motivation. And because of that, they never see what they are truly capable. But you are not like most people. Because now you know the truth. You know that success is not about luck. It is not about waiting. It is not about hoping things will change. It is about executing relentlessly. So from this moment forward, there's no turning back. You are all in. Every day, you will wake up and attack your goals with intensity. You will protect your time. You will push yourself beyond your limits. You will eliminate every weakness, every distraction, every excuse that could slow you down. You will execute with precision, with focus, with a kind of hunger that separates winners from everyone else. And 6 months from now, you will look back and realize that this was the moment you stopped waiting, the moment you stopped making excuses, the moment you decided once and for all that nothing was going to stop you. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. Because the person you are becoming, the person you are building over these next 6 months will never go back to the way things used to be. Once you reach this level, once you develop this kind of momentum, once you see how powerful you truly are, you will never want to slow down again. So go, move with speed, move with purpose, move with the kind of intensity that forces success to happen. Because the next 6 months are yours. And when they are over, the world will not recognize you.
All right, Anele, are you still here? Who else? I think I saw someone who came in and went out.
Joining, I think akalasting ngisho na 20 minutes sekaphume.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Please share your biggest takeaway. This is one of my best motivational videos. In fact, I don't think it's motivation. I think it's just bringing structure. Whenever I do my morning walks, I have these videos blasting on my headphones, and I have a policy of no internet before I start working. So what I normally do is I download them on my YouTube so that I can be able to access them offline. And then I listen, before I start going on TikTok, Facebook, WhatsApp, all this busyness that happens in our lives. I take my quiet morning walks and I listen to these videos over and over. I could literally listen to one video over 50 times in a year because I believe that you cannot get everything in one video, just one, or listening one, So yeah, tell me what did you get?
Okay, it's a lot, but that's just a few things. Okay, Kala, it was the first point, le ukuthi we should take responsibility of everything that happens. If we fail, take responsibility of that. Singaphethe kwenta ama-excuses ukuthi yeah, it's because le nyanga lena nje some people bet imali, it's January, people don't have money, so I
Yeah,
couldn't do my 5cc njengoba ngasho. Just take
yeah,
responsibility ukuthi no, I didn't act ngale ndlela lebengiplane ngayo, and I did ama-plans ami angiwaplananga kahle. And I also allowed fear to take control. I allowed my emotions to take control and execute the plan. Njengoba
yeah,
bengiplanile. Yeah. So
yeah,
yeah, ngiloko nje lokho that actually stood up for me. Look, if you take
yeah,
responsibility, because it has sithanda kwenta ama-excuses kakhulu, and send ama-excuses eziva ngathi are-valid. They're
yeah,
not. Yeah, and Lagunya is that we should establish a control. But we have to control our time. And if you control your time, you will just find out you have plenty of time, Ganyani. You complain,
yeah,
I'm busy with school, assignments, tests. Just control isikhathi. You are not at school, so has cutting this. Maybe you have
yeah,
1 or 2 classes, and it's not like you spend 12 hours at school, and it's just 8 hours loyal 10 hours of school and then you're done. The
yeah,
thing is, Kati, what are you doing now? So take control of your time and every ingathini, every moment is of your time should serve mission yakho. That's what he said. Every little minutes, little 5 minutes, little 10 minutes. What did you do later when your business
That
to be
moves you
productive?
forward. Yeah, that
Yes.
moves forward.
Yeah. So, and also you have to track your day. What did I do today? You look
Mm,
productive. Lenkwendile namuhla. Like, wow. Yeah. And also that we have to master a discipline because lokunye lokubese sekusenta ukuthi sesiyakhwitha,
mm,
sekusenta si-allow ama-distractions ukuthi as-overwhelme. Sesivanga zathi nje, because we don't have a discipline, we don't follow through, we don't show up every
mm.
day. We show up now when you feel like showing up, and
Yeah,
then nakunemalanga like you know lamalanga la it's been raining. So we feel like 5 a.m. Yo, kumakhaza, it's too early. And we don't
yeah,
show and we
yeah,
show up nakushisa because nakushisa vele awukhona lokuqhubeka ulala like it's hot and then you
yeah,
show up there look 5 a.m. and that's nakumakhata it's too cold. Now,
yeah,
and the procrastination, it kills us a lot, especially now for businessing or if you want to become a better person. But they say, cala kahle kusasa, because kubonakala ngathi ubhutane like, I know tomorrow, definitely tomorrow. Tomorrow agcine a month away. So
yeah,
play month you're going to tomorrow, tomorrow. Just start. Don't think about it. Just start. Ungameli
yeah,
futhi le excitement yekuqala. Just start nje move ukuthi I don't feel like doing this, but just do it.
yeah,
Then
yeah,
now you're in the level, utayiva le excitement lapho, and that lokunye that we have to also build a confidence kule timvo that we do and should have an unshakable mindset because you don't let anything to control you, whether it's fear, doubt, negative thoughts. You just
yeah,
build a mindset that awukhona ukuthi uh uyakhona ukuthi ingathini you face the storm just like an eagle ukuthi yeah I would say I'll just wait for the storm to pass. I'll just wait for nasikhathi
yeah,
naselukhuni to pass. I'll just wait for January to pass and then ndabe sengakhona ngethi Feb ngene my force la ngoba amatele sebanima. No, just do it. Kulukhuni, but just do
yeah,
it. At the end of
yeah,
the day,
because
you have to.
we said done is better than perfect. So at the
Yes.
end of the day, it's about showing up. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's so much. There's so much. Thank you. Thank you. I think the first thing is just showing up.
Yes.
People will say all sorts of things. Yo, you sent the link late, leader. But the truth is, we've been doing these meetings since December, and
Yes.
I think I was watching something and Jane Leach was talking about the 2 second rule that, you know, whenever we say something, you already know if you will do it or not. Within 2 seconds, you already know. Like when we say there's going to be a weekend presentation, you already know if you're going to be there or not.
Yeah.
If we say there's going to be a 5 a.m. meeting, you already know if you're going to be there or not. And just making that decision that I'm going to be the person who shows up, you know.
True.
I think that thing is powerful, man. Like, once you create that identity of being the one who shows up, every other thing doesn't matter. Just creating that
True.
identity that says there is no way, there is no valid reason that can cause me to miss a meeting, to miss a presentation, to miss a success day. Once you create that identity, because what we need to understand is that our brains are always trying to protect us.
Yes.
Like your brain is protecting you And it's the same brain that will say, sleep in. You're always the only one in the 5 a.m. meeting. It's the same thing all the time. It's the same motivation video and it's boring. I want strategies. On others, you find that they're already awake. I was actually awake myself. I don't know what happened, but I got disturbed, I think, by an alarm or something at around 3 or so. And I was up the whole time. And, normally when I wake up 2 hours before, I know that I'll pass out. And I thought to myself, I'll just sleep in, at around 4:30. But 4:30 is my time for waking up, you know. So I had to fight my brain because the reason my brain is saying don't go to the 5 a.m. meeting is that it knows that I woke up at 3. But if you ask me, I could just be scrolling for that 30 minutes to an hour instead of being disciplined and being in a meeting. So I know that there's some people that are awake but are not in this meeting because we wake up early every day, but we just choose to wake up and do something else. And now we are looking at the person who woke up to come and learn, and the person who woke up to read comments on a trending post. Already, the one who woke up to learn has structure. I'm going to tell you the fact that I woke up to come here, there's something that I've already paid for, in my budget. There's a meeting that I just confirmed, a coffee date with a prospect. I've just rearranged my calendar because I got a chance to look at the calendar in my office. I got a chance to tidy my office space. There's so many things that I've done just by waking up. So when we talk about the discipline, we are not saying the discipline of month end meeting your targets. Because that is also not sustainable, this thing of meeting targets for the sake of meeting targets. But once you make the decision that you are the person who does even the smallest things that don't look like they take you somewhere, trust me, it compounds over time, right? So I was just thinking about the two things that whenever we talk about improving your life, people cite as the limitation. These two things are time and money. Those are the two things. Of course, people do not want to say the truth that the real reason why I'm not successful is me. Nobody says that. Everybody's citing time or money, right?
Yeah.
So let us now go to those two things and assume that we don't have other factors. Whenever someone says, I don't know where my money goes, the truth is that they do not track. The truth is that they do not budget. The truth is that they feel rich every time money comes into their account. So when 10,000 comes into that person's account, they become a millionaire, a payday millionaire. And you know what that person does? They go around swiping, swiping, swiping. And as they are swiping, they avoid that message, that in contact that says, so much money has been deducted, so much money. They avoid it because they know that if I look at that in contact, I'm going to be judged. So I don't want to face my reality. They don't also want to face the bank balance. They hope I hope the money is still there. And they keep swiping until the card declines. And then this person's like, hi, I didn't know that my money is finished. What happened? What happened to my money? There must be someone who stole my money because there's no way I finished that money. So that person is saying, I do not have control.
Yeah.
Everything that happens comes as a shock to me, right? Now, this person number two. Person number two wakes up, scrolls on their phone. Their friend calls them, they stay on the phone for 2 hours. Someone says, hey, let's go out. They go out, they are available for that. Someone says, there's a baby shower this weekend. They are there. Someone dies, they are there to bury them. And then at the end of March 2026, this person says, where did time go? It's 3 months in already, you know? And then this person who has a calendar, who knows that at 5 a.m. on Tuesday, I attend a wake up and win session. It usually lasts for an hour or an hour, 30 minutes. It's written down in my notebook or it's written down in my calendar. That person at the end of the week, they can be able to say, this is where my time went. Because they have a plan and they follow that plan. The reason you get a timetable at school, it's because you need to be able to look back and say, every Monday, I was sitting for a physics lecture. Do you understand? So
Yeah.
now when we look at our life and we say we don't know where time went, we don't know where money went, we are not being honest. Because if you wake up each day and you treat every Tuesday like any other day, any other Tuesday that you've seen before, you will not make the most of that Tuesday. You are not going to, the hype people have on the first day of the year? It looks like it's something new. Like, yes, it's a new day, it's a new year. But honestly, if we took each day like that, if we celebrated each day, every time it's 12 midnight and it's 1 past 12, like, happy new day, we would really have a different life.
Yeah.
But now we start to treat Tuesday like it's a day of sin. Wednesday, but Tuesday, the 13th of January, is not a day of sin.
True.
It's a new day. It may be a Tuesday, but it's not. The routines are the same. Where I stay, Tuesday means it's garbage collection day. So I wake up with that mindset that I've seen this day before. When I take out the trash, my mind tells me that I've taken out trash last week. So it's the same day. When my leader says it's 5 a.m. meeting, I said, I've attended 5 a.m. Let me just try next week. Do you understand? I don't treat it like it's urgent. But when it comes to the 31st of December, the 25th of December, the 1st of January, suddenly those are just new days we've never seen before. If we treated each day like it was a blessing, it was an occasion, we would really make the most of each day. That's the first thing. If we treated each cent like it was a blessing, we would really account for each cent we spent. Right. I want you to be able in 2031 to say, for the past 5 years, this is where I was spending my money, and now it's showing. For the past 5 years, this is where I was spending my time, and now it's showing. Those two things, you need to be able to account for, not just today. 5 years from now, it's going to show you where you are spending your time and where you are spending your money. So it's not very important that you become a manager today, even though you'd like to, and it would help me for my business to grow. But it's key that you are spending money towards growth. You are spending time towards growth. So what people now don't understand, and that leads to disappointment and failure, is that they want to see, if they put in money today, they want to see the investment giving them a reward today. If they put in time today, they say, hi, every day we wake up to do, but you haven't even done it for 21 days straight. You haven't woken up to listen to a video for more than an hour. Until it becomes second nature to you, until it becomes something you don't have to think about, something that happens, you still have not done enough. If you have to choose between buying pizza and buying a book, it means you haven't built the identity. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If you have to choose between watching a Netflix show for an hour or watching a motivational video for an hour, you haven't built the identity. So the results, honestly, are immaterial at this point. Like, forget about the results. Think about the identity. Think about the choices. If it's hard for you to sit in a 1 hour meeting with your mentor, forget about the results. Just forget about them because you haven't built the identity. And then I'm going to say this to you. You can become a manager even without building the mindset for it, but you will not last in the business. We've seen managers quit. And now there's confusion that hypo, how can a manager quit? Do you understand? Like your manager has arrived, most. It's
Yeah.
now, we now need the muscle that you refused to build as you were, climbing the ladder. Because the things will come. I'm a married woman. I'm going to tell you the truth. If, as a married woman, you haven't built the muscle for it, the only day you are going to enjoy in your life is the wedding day. And the day you post on Facebook that guys are married and I love it and what. There's going to come a time where you are tested. And that day will not need bridesmaids and cakes and posting. That day will need to test your commitment to this thing. But are you sold? Are you, did you get married because you wanted to get married and you were ready for it, or you got married just to show off? So if I would be honest with you, I'd rather you take 5 years to get to manager doing what I'm doing than to rush the process and get burnt out and quit.
True.
I want you to be ready for the kind of success that you want. And I want people to know that you don't arrive in this thing. Like, there's nothing like I've arrived. If you look at our mentors in the business, the number ones in the company, they are still doing the basics.
Mm.
Do you understand? So now
Yeah.
ask yourself why. It's because you never arrive when it comes to growth. There's no, I know everything now. No, there's nothing like that. You're constantly going to be tested, and what you're going to do when you are tested will show that did you grow or were you rushing the process? Did you take a shortcut? There's some example that is normally given when wealth is cited, like when we talk about wealth creation. And this example says, if the money, if all the money in the world was taken and distributed fairly to everyone, instead of Elon Musk taking all the money, Beyonce taking all the money, Patrice Motsepe taking all the money, let us take all the money and distribute it fairly, right? Everybody gets a million, a million, a million, a million, a million. After a year, all that money will go back to the people who originally had it. Do you believe it? Huh?
Yes, yes.
Or you think, hi, God must test me. Snayo. You believe it? Or God must test me and give me the money. Now I know that I can really do so much with it. There's no way.
Mm.
Do you believe it? Please tell me, guys. No, let's chat. Tell me, do you believe what I'm saying?
Yes.
You do
Mhm.
believe it? That it
Mm.
would really go back to the people where
Mm.
it was originally.
Yes.
Yes. If you don't believe it, go to your bank account and just check how much money came into your account in the past year, in the past 5 years, and tell me if you shouldn't be a millionaire already.
Mm.
Yeah.
So being a millionaire, guys, it's not a matter of having the money come to you. It's a matter of knowing how to keep it. And knowing how to keep it takes a mindset. Do you understand? So you don't have money not because of course there are other factors like, other people have never been exposed at all. But now I'm talking about me and you, who are living in the information era, who are earning an income, who are getting money. And Anele, you can say, yeah, but I haven't earned the kind of money my leader earns. No, let's talk about the money that you've been getting from your parents, from the government. Let's talk about that one. Where did that money go?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yes. Now let's talk about time. You may think, I will do so much. I can become a manager if I was doing this thing full time. You won't. Hello, you won't.
Excuses.
It's not about being, and this is why some of the things that we share with you, you don't really take them seriously because you think, ufanele sibusi because, she doesn't have a job, she doesn't have school. That's why she thinks we can always do the things that she wants us to do. Sometimes she sends us meetings at 4 a.m., trainings and what. Does she even think? Listen to me. If you are not a good steward of what you have, forget about getting more. You will mess up even more. Now let's come back to the money topic. These people that are on I Blew It, they are humans like me and you. You must watch those shows. And you think, hi, this person is sick. I could have done something with the lotto money. The reason they didn't know how to handle the lotto money is because they don't have the mindset for handling money, one. Two, they got money they were not ready for. Same applies to children that get an inheritance, that gets, their parents left the millions when they died. You know how they turn out. We all have seen it. They were not ready for the success. They were not. So we have had everything today from Jim Rohn, but I'm going to just leave you with this. If in 2026 you are going to have money, if in 2026 you are going to be happy with the way you show up for your business, you have to bring structure. You are going to have to bring structure to your life, and no one is going to bring structure to your life. Not me, because I don't know what your life looks like. And if you show up at work without fail, if you show up to class without fail, then you can show up without fail to your dream. Because there's no way you can really prioritize someone else's dream over yours. So if that thing that you wrote and you have on your vision board is really serious, like it matters to you, you are going to ask yourself, is scrolling and reading comments on TikTok for the past 2 hours worth my dream? Because if I were to be honest with you, when it comes to trends, every day there's a new thing that is trending. Trust me, if it misses you, you won't die really, because if you just stay away from TikTok for 2 days, you'll realize that you've missed trends for the past 2 days, because literally that's how fast the internet is moving. So if you can't take 2 hours off a social media platform to build your life, then there's no life that is coming to you. Today, 3 years' time, 5 years' time, 10 years' time, you will have the same life. If you can't take an hour in the morning before you go to work or school to work on yourself, forget about having a better life. Just forget. Because it's in the quiet moments where we build this business. It's in the discipline. It's in the sitting down and looking at your goals. That thing doesn't require a crowd. It doesn't require you to be online on a live and say, hey guys, let's tick my goals. No, it requires you to sit down and say, Anele, today it's the 13th. Do you remember what you said when the year started? 13 days in, you haven't even started. Anele, and you call yourself out. Because if it comes from me, you're going to take offense. But again, it's also the things you listen to. Do you really have high achievers in your circle? Like people that, when it comes to the truth, people that say, if you are sleeping, the goals won't happen. Or you are around people that say, yo, he hasn't pumula wafa. You understand? Because you really need to have people that do not allow you to be average in your network. And some of these people cannot be physical like this. Some of them, it's these gym runs. I listen to gym run all the time. I'm like, yo, dude, is really judging me now. You need to have those people in your crowd, like people, like, so that you are always increasing for those that know how to, people like now go to the gym. You know that if you increase the speed on the treadmill, you increase the steepness on the treadmill, it's not the same. You won't feel nice. Right. Even when you're running and stuff, when you're running on a steep hill, it won't be the same as when you're running, on flat ground. So you need the hard things in your life. The hard things are actually an opportunity for you to prove yourself. So if everyone around you tells you, "What's yours, please sleep, shame today, it's called Lungafa," trust me, you will never achieve your goals. So when we say make it a culture now to listen to these things, where you really constantly question your work ethic. We're not saying listen just to be motivated. We're saying listen so that you make changes. This is why I like people like Jim Rohn, because they will give you a roadmap and not just motivation that, hey, aspire before you expire. You understand? They will really say, if you're not disciplined, just forget. You understand? So the muscle, we need it, guys, because it's so embarrassing to see someone that was so close to their success, but you could see that it's just the attitude. This is just an attitude problem. This person got too big for their boots. This person suddenly thought, I know everything. There's nothing my sponsor can tell me. And that's when the devil really gets you, because honestly, you are so close to a breakthrough. And the one thing that is holding you back is your attitude. The one thing that is holding you back is your laziness. The one thing that is holding you back is your fear of investing, do you understand? Fear of speaking. Guys, there's a year where I did my reflections and I looked at why I was stuck. And I realized that I'm scared to speak up. I feel like if I speak up, people will be, like I will inconvenience the next person if I'm confident. And then I started to speak up, and then I saw results, like changes even in my bank account. I was like, what? So whenever I hold back, really, it's delaying me. This thing of planning, and then when it's time to execute, you can't. Some of the plans that you plan, the reason you never execute them is because no one knows them. No one knows that when you are planning a coffee meeting. So when now the spirit of fear attacks you, you will sit down and no one is going to ask you, "Sister, a coffee meeting." Yeah. I sit, guys, here and I wait for your plans. And when you eventually, after begging you, when you eventually send me your plans, there's nothing that is executable in the plan. Like there's no actionable thing. You just hear someone say, "This month I will recruit more." And you just see that this is fear. Because what is recruit more? This month I will show up more. What is show up more? Show me the scheduled things that I have 3 coffee meetings this week. Or I have 4 weekends blocked out for physical presentations. The posters are already out. Yes, I don't know where the venue is, but we came back from Mhlangano and I created a poster instantly. And if I tell you today, I have 25 people from Sitegi that are coming to the Sitegi presentation on the 24th. I didn't even boost. I just created a poster and then I went and posted on a Facebook group. And if I tell you, I already have someone from those prospects who's already given me a venue. She says, no, I work at the town council, so there's a hall here. I'll come back with the costs. You see, when you take the first step, God takes the next one on your behalf.
Yeah.
But if I sit here and say, yo, for me to really organize a presentation in Sitegi, I need to first go there to see if there's a place and see if someone can come and see. There's not even one downline from there who can work with me.
Mm.
But now I have 25 people. So now imagine if everybody does the same thing and now we have a room full of 500 people coming for a presentation. We can do it, guys. There's no way we cannot fill a room when we see other leaders doing it. The reason we go to presentations and it's just us and three prospects is because we're not intentional.
Mm.
Do you understand? So the
Mm.
things that we want in 2026 are possible. It can take you 5 years to really get to that kind of success, but you can accelerate it by learning faster. But what you're not going to do is to sit and hope that one day someone is going to come and join my team and I'll become a manager. That won't happen. So yeah, let us go and win. I hope there's something that you learned. Is there something that you learned now? Happy birthday. I heard it was your birthday yesterday. I hope you're good.
Thank you. I'm good. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. I hope there's something you gathered today. I really hope there's something you gathered.
Mm.
Yes, attitude and stop procrastinating. That's the best thing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm learning because we just don't want to work.
But we want the success.
But we want the success. Kanti akuhambi kanjalo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we cannot, guys, be saying the same thing over and over again. Like you can't be saying for the past 5 years, yo, procrastination. It's like we like using the big words now because really, why
We're getting used
are
to
we?
the big words.
Yes. If your problem is managing your money every year, like why? You've identified the problem. Do you know that there's someone who doesn't know the word procrastination? And they haven't identified the problem that it's procrastination.
Mm.
And then there's you. You know the name of the problem. You know the problem.
Mm.
But you may find that that person will break free from that spirit faster than you. It's like going to the doctor and the doctor gives you a diagnosis and says, you have hypertension. And then now you go around telling people that, yo, my problem is hypertension. Hello, there's a solution for hypertension. Have you changed your lifestyle? Have you started taking the medication for hypertension? Or you just enjoy telling people that, for people like me who have hypertension, there's people, guys, that enjoy their problems. I always tell the story of some lady that had a problem with her foot. I think she had some kind of gangrene, some kind of wound that wasn't healing on her foot. And, while I was in university, she used to sit there by the road on the way to university. At my school, next to my school, there's a hospital, which means she was literally sitting on the way to the solution. If I tell you, you would pass there every day and she would just open her foot and show you. And then, like you offer help or something, and then she tells you that no, she just needs money. She just needs money, and then you donate. You donate going to town, and then when you come back, she forgets that she's asked for the donation from you, and then she talks to you again. She opens the wound and shows you. Until I realized that no, her wound is her superpower. Like her problem is what she uses to get bread.
Mm.
Do you understand? So she's really not looking for a solution. Please don't try and take her to the doctor or give her a solution. She's looking for money. And the one thing she can use is the sad story. And then you see her after hours now going to ShopRite, limping to ShopRite and buying food. And you're like, yo, she enjoys this. Not to be insensitive, but that's how we do it. You lost maybe your parent 10 years ago. You are sitting here and you are crying every day. I think kwangilimata manje ukulahlekelwa ngumntwana so angibuyi kahle. Honestly, so what is going to happen? Like, guys, have you seen that when we come with solutions on our videos and posts, nobody really shares and we don't really get engagement? Notice the people that are crying there on the socials. Yeah. There's always reactions and comments and people like pity. People like sad stories. I once posted a video crying. I'd never really posted a video crying. Yo, the way it went viral. The way it went viral, people saying, yo, sorry, sissy, something will happen. I was talking about how losing my job, was a very sad thing, but what forever has done for me, what the opportunity has done for me, it has really changed people didn't even see the gist of the video. People were there saying, something will come up, sissy. I'm also still applying.
I don't know what they are talking about. They didn't even listen what you are saying.
Where there's pity, you'll find masses. Like where there is pity, you will find masses. People like it when there's complaining, there's blaming, this is why right now, guys, you need to be careful. When people are really trashing forever, you must know that there's a bunch of people that did forever and they didn't put in their all. And they quit within 6 weeks, within 2 months. Those are the same people that are happy that other people are quitting. Because people like it when sonke sesiyafana, sonke simiyekelwe forever. Do you understand the thing? So you need to be careful not to be the devil's agent. Ungabi ngilolo hamba embili ekubhebheteleni umoya wekuhlubuka. Because really, some people really do have valid reasons for quitting. But others, their reasons are, I was just lazy and I wanted it to be easy. And then you really find them happy ukuthi nawe sokhwithile. And if you are not careful, you'll be swallowed by them. If they ask you, Snai, why did you leave the business? When you had probably valid reasons, maybe there was something else that you had to prioritize in your life. You still love the business, you still want to come back to the business, and you find this person sitting with you for an hour. Explaining to you that yathi nami kwenzeka kanjena uthi sitile. Guys, I don't know why when we quit, we want to then be advocates of quitting. I don't know why. And this thing happens everywhere. It's not really network marketing. It's not really people that quit forever. Have you seen people that divorce? They tend to be motivational speakers of divorce.
Yeah.
And they start telling other people how marriage was bad and how others are sitting in their marriages baqiniseleni lapho because people want really ukuthi sonke sifane like naso sifana sek-right.
Now they're motivating people who are in marriages
to quit, you understand?
to
And they
quit.
really will tell you ukuthi unemanga, you're not happy, you're lying. Like, guys,
Yeah.
same thing. People who quit church, They go and join a new branch. They hate you for staying. And you're like, but wasn't the quitting your decision?
Yeah.
Now
You
they
quit
don't
the
talk to you
church.
because you still go to the same church.
Yes. Have you seen people that are now there's the what anti-church movement? I don't know what is this thing that's trending on TikTok. I think it's called, but I've seen it, man, where people are talking about church and what, and I'm like, why did these people who quit not just quit quietly? Why? All of a sudden, we are now speaking against the whole Christian movement. Why?
Mm.
So nasesiquithe sonke utojatshuliswa yini, So guys, quitting is from the devil. Procrastination is from the devil. Blaming is from the devil. Even not honoring. There's a book that I read that changed my life. It's called the Laws of Power, 48 Laws of Power, I think by Robert Greene. Even this thing of not wanting to honor hierarchy. I don't know if you noticed it, guys, but in my 2000s, they don't know umflumzala. Like
Yeah.
it's so normalized that awungitsheli lokho. Do you understand? You have a boss at work. Now the boss is your competitor. Now you are competing with your boss, and you're like, "Hi, Bunjani."
Mm.
Your sponsor, the same person that you said, "Hey, you inspire me. I want to join your team," is suddenly your competitor, and you're like, "Hi, Boo." With your it's the devil's plan. If you don't honor hierarchy, it means you will never grow because there's always going to be someone that is on top of you, like in anything. So this is why now when people are quitting network marketing, they go and talk about their sponsors and it shocks you. Like it shocks you because hypo. So you were not making money and you didn't have savings and you were then now the biggest problem was your sponsor. How? So you were not happy in your marriage and you didn't get flowers. And now the biggest problem is your magetala. How?
Huh.
Do you understand? Guys, accountability at personal level, where you say, I want to know how Anele contributed to this. Yes, shame, she was wronged here and there, but what did I as Anele do to contribute to this? Because really, your growth will come from fixing you because you're the only person that you can control. Sometimes maybe it just comes from, I really, really expected my success to come from my leader. And that's how, but that's why maybe I'm sad or I'm angry because I feel like they didn't do enough to contribute to my success. And then now when you look inside, you realize, well, Yati, really the success is for me to make.
Mm.
You know, you will find this post where people are talking about sponsors. As soon as you join, they stop talking to you. And they're like, I wonder what the sponsor was supposed to do. I remember I'm for really. And then, guys, because wow. And then people will start talking about, yo, the rich ones, don't join the ones that are already successful. So you don't join the ones that have the formula. Who are you going to join? You want to join the ones that will say, let's sleep, guys. Hi, aslale namhla. No, accountability, guys, really. And certain things, really, other people will step on your toes. But one of the books that healed me in this thing is the books, Joyce Meyer's Battlefield of the Mind. It healed me with this thing of accountability. Guys, really, some things are for you to fix, not your partner, not your mother, not your, some of us, if we were to really open up about how we were hurt by our own biological parents, you'd even be shocked why those people are still in our lives. But you get to a point where you just decenter certain things. Like you don't want your whole life to be around that pain. They say nothing has meaning except for the meaning that you attach to it. The
Yeah.
same sponsor that is strict can force you to level up or can force you to quit. It's the meaning that you wanted to attach to it. The same absent father can force you to show up for yourself and say, you know what, I don't want to depend on them. Or you can stay on TikTok and complain every day that you're my father, even at the age of 40, you're still crying, my father. So it's the meaning that you attach to it. The same heartbreak can lead you to growing or can lead you to abusing drugs and substances and what because I'm so heartbroken. So it's the meaning. But now if you have a growth mindset, that's where you say every experience is not a personal attack on me. It's teaching me something and you move forward. But if when you are the victim in everything, shame. Shame. We will be every day, we will be crying with you there on TikTok. And it's painful, guys. So let us respect God who gave us these opportunities. Let us respect the people that give us so much without even expecting anything in return. And let us respect ourselves, because it is not respecting yourself not to budget. It is not respecting yourself not to have a calendar or a diary where you work from. It is not respecting yourself to wake up and scroll on your phone. It is not respecting yourself to wake up and you go to the fridge and you take out a bar of chocolate. You're not respecting yourself. You know that when you do that. Because you have a choice to take your aloe first in the morning, but you start with sugar. And then the next thing is, I've been diagnosed with, you were not respecting yourself. You knew, what were you thinking you were doing? Every day waking up with amafraining, you were not respecting yourself. So really, Anele summarized it well when she said discipline, discipline, discipline. Discipline, guys. Discipline, guys. And if you master it in business, you will see. You will get a promotion at work. You will see. You will get a distinction. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So the procrastination that you're showing in your business is the same one that you show at your job. Wena nje wahlezi nje usenda report uba wekugcina ngcini. So isenda ngoba sebayicelile. Nayo, it's always half done ngoba so you type fast, so copy and paste that GPT. Do you understand? Nakuthiwa i-assignment bakunika namuhla kuthi June mhla ka-24 wena utayibhala mhla ka-23, i-printer ayiseyafriza ayisaprinti so uyaphenika. That's not being disciplined. And I know, guys, because I come from there. You do that at school, you do that at work, you do that in your life, you do that in your business, you do that in your Christian life, you do that in your marriage. Everything nje wena uhlezi uchase ngemuva. So discipline, guys, discipline. If you see this business as a school, kutophela nalokujaga ama-results. See this business as a training, a free training hub for you. Uyathi lana ngidele ufunze time management. Yathi la ngidele ufunze public speaking. Yathi la ngidele ufunze i-personal organization. Kuba organized nje. Yathi la ngidele ufunze leadership. And leadership ngicala kuwe. Self-leadership. Self-leadership. Not leading others. And you constantly refine. Wo logo akasebenzi, let me change it. Wo hayi yathi silana asenginciphise kanje. Injalo nje until the day you die. Thank you so much, guys. I can talk over and over and over again. But yeah, thank you for joining and thank you for participating. I hope we really are learning Gulama 5 a.m. sessions. We're sharpening each other, we're getting better. It's the only time I get really to pour my heart onto you, because when we do physical presentations, it's such a opportunity. When we are in WhatsApp groups, go busy. When we do onboarding, so how to start your business. So we never really get the times, and these are really important. This is how I grew, guys. I don't have any other thing that I used. My husband knows, he will even ask me, I showed up in my video at DJ Small. Like he knows I have been doing this for the past 6 years, 7 years. Ngivuka every day, ngilalele these things.
Yeah.
Nangithi ngihlaba sikhiye emotweni, ngivula Jim Ron. Yay, it's boring. Sometimes you do. Yeah, sometimes I'll just blast on my piano because I'm in the mood. I just delivered and I have cash, I'm just celebrating. But 9 out of 10 of the times I spend in the personal development. Asokuzame na ubone kuthi ngeke yini kushintshe something in your life. Maybe not immediately, but over time. And then now you will start knowing what to talk about on social media, what to post. Like ngeke uhlale ucabanga ukuthi yo ngifuna ngiposte and yo nayitilo bengikhuluma nge-aloe namhlanje ngikhuluma nge-aloe ngabe sengizothini ke namuhla. You will know what to say because you are listening to things that inspire. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, let us go and win. Let us go and make it. Let us just make the most, man, of this business. This is a beautiful business, guys. I haven't seen anything like it. And yo, shame, nangibona umfaphuma ka forever ngithi waze waphondla emeneni. Yo, guys, thina sicale le sida la wena uphuma uyaphi? Uphuma uyaphi? Uphuma uyaphi because awufuni discipline, ufuna la kulula khona.
Yeah.
It means vele kahle kahle ujake ama-results. So this is the best business with the best training plan. The other day we were in a meeting with Jane Leach. Jane Leach has done the business for 30 years, guys. 30 years of doing forever. And even when you follow, I followed her on Facebook. I was like, I want to see what Jane Leach posts. Sometimes you're curious. Let's access Lengaga. What does this person do? No, shame, she doesn't even post about forever. She doesn't post them aloe bottles everywhere. It's the mindset. It's what she does. Nakahlete ekhaya. She's a farmer there in the UK, and she has a very huge farm. She wakes up and just, lives that life. Yasemaplazini. Hey. And have you ever thought about it, Snai? A farmer can do it in forever. You know how we think this business is for people, but she decided she's going to do forever and part-time utabe endi farming here. So she was talking about the chairman's bonus, and she was saying, please don't even try to manipulate this thing, trying to ufake ama-cc's, hasabani, because I've been in the business for 30 years, akusebenzi. It doesn't work to take shortcuts here. It doesn't work. Allow bantu bavuthwe bona, bativuthelwe bona in the business. If umfana deserve uba manager, mekele azavuthwe. Afike ku-manage. Yo, I was shocked. And she was showing us her bonuses. All these big monies, guys. You're like, and then you had ufuna kuphuma forever uyaphi? Yo, yeah, but anyway, they say the same water that softens the carrots, the boiling water that softens the carrots, it hardens the egg. Typically, we really could be in the same thing, but singaphumi isifanana. But now are we going to say the problem is the business? No, we can't. We cannot. It has been around for 47 years. It has been in Southern Africa for 30 years. The ignorance that we see on TikTok. I saw someone the other day, I said, yeah, vele bantu abamnyama bayohlezi nje badliwa man, because balungu bakhaleni vele betoyijika la Africa. Why labelungu bangamthengise forever? And I was there like, Jesus. Jesus, I wish I had the energy to even fight these ignorant people, but anginayo, shame. Do you know how many white people are doing forever? Hey.
Bakhuluma bangaka-research nge-research.
And abasiko willing, yabona noma ungathi come to a presentation abafuni.
So
That's
kukhomenta kulezi ma-video abo nje, you'll be wasting your energy and time nje,
no,
ngoba
you
batawuphinde babuye.
shouldn't. But you
Yeah.
feel, you do feel for the one who just joined today, who hasn't really seen what forever is. And you feel for the person who are saving money, we're born, like saving money too, which is what we always say when we talk to prospects. Please protect your excitement for the business. Don't, you came to a presentation. A presentation is formal. A presentation will give you everything. And then the next thing, so I go TikTok, so your research. Now you're going to find things that you shouldn't even find.
Mm.
you know I don't know, guys. I don't do this thing of studying something for too long before making a decision, because I know it doesn't work. When I went to a presentation era forever, I went to my sponsor that same day and say, I'm going to join. I don't have money, but I'm coming. I don't remember me going to research. Most of the top leaders that I know are forever. Bafundzise ngilangikhathi. So much that I never had a problem now. It was, oh, now do I join with Snayo or join with Anele? Because your Anele looks like Snayo. I never had that problem. Because also I've always believed that success is for you to create, no matter who you join with, really, guys. Yes, it counts, the kind of mentorship you will get. But the truth of the matter is that the mentorship is not a guarantee of success.
Yeah.
Wena umbani, what are you going to do when you get into the business? So this thing of people just say all sorts of things, guys, and it's free to talk on TikTok. Like people don't, it's just free to just take your phone and record. Oh, shame. It breaks my heart, but okay, we've been in this thing long enough to know, shame. Even tomorrow, there's someone new who will say something new about the business. While we're laughing all the way to the bank,
Mm.
So
Kula-create
protect,
nje leyo mindset njengoba Shido General ukuthi
yeah.
i-mindset yakho ayingabi shaken, cause bavele batawukhuluma, satawukhulunywa futhi, so ungabi shaken ukuthi hawu vele uzwe ukuthi ngikiyo mama le business nanawuzuthi ukuthi yati I've been in the business for quite too long and angiboni lena ngini. No, it takes time, ngeke sifane. I-success ya-leaders busi ayifani ne-success yami. Mina maybe kuyangithatha 3 years ukuthi ngize ngibe successful, but lo munye kumthathe 6 months, asifani but
And also
songithathile.
success, if we say annual success, we really, you see where we are now, the way we think, that is success, guys. The other things are coming. Really the other things are coming. The first thing you just need is to conquer this mindset. Let's ngayo, le employee culture, le what. You
Yeah.
have to understand those things. I was sitting here and I was looking at my stop orders this now. I literally have, I think my stop orders are around 4,000. And were they thinking, and these top orders, I don't even have, see, a credit card, but I deduct. Most of them, it's my subscriptions, Zoom, Canva, my savings, my this, my policies. And then I'm thinking, "Look, guys, do you know what's there's someone who really wants to come into forever? Others even want to resign, but bacabanga ama-policies abo like nje, ngizobhadala ngani lokhu, ngizobhadala. And there I'm here just chilling. Guys, I don't even know where the 4,000 will come from next month. I've lived like this for the past 6 years now, where I really don't know where my next paycheck will come from, but I always have a paycheck. Now we are thinking, isn't that success, guys? Where you just are very comfortable nje with yourself, knowing that you will make the money. Oxalai.
Yeah.
Do you understand? These are the things that we worry about, where we say, hey, so and so are making more money. It's because now you are really comparing yourself to someone else. You guys, once you compare, you will be very miserable because there's always going to be someone who's doing better than you. And what if your life, really where you are right now, 6,000 as an extra income annually would just change your life? And you're there busy looking at others that are making 100,000 and saying, bias user, because I saw someone saying, why help our lona lo millionaire angabi millionaire nice to bonus this thing works.
How?
I was like, so you just become a millionaire because we stay under the same house. Guys, being a millionaire is a decision. It's this thing, it's this mindset that you have. It's not the money, it's not the opportunity itself. The opportunity is a vehicle, really, which is why, guys, I could really quit this business today and go and be successful in another thing. The same thing I was explaining was the money can really go back to the same hands. Eqinisweni lonke. People like Donald Trump, how many times have they gone bankrupt and gone back to being billionaires?
Uh-uh.
It's the mindset. Whether you hate him or you love him, the mindset that he has. Which is why I always say, guys, nah, I get people saying, you read a lot, people say, show us books. I can really give you books, 3 books that you can just read and never have to read new books. I always say, read The Psychology of Money. Because there you're going to learn with most of the things that you've learned about wealth and buying expensive things. It's not even your idea. Maybe you don't love a Range Rover and you're there thinking it's success a Range Rover because someone else modeled that version. So read The Psychology of Money. Read Atomic Habits. Read Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Because those are the key books. Those are the key. That's the mindset that you need to build. Sure, and then this thing of hating rich people, there's no way you can be something you hate. The minute you start looking at your leader and thinking, "Ula ngoba ngimi," you will never get there. Forget about the mission. The minute you say, balapha because banyuka ngathi, you won't be rich. Think about it now. That babe that you know from your community that was successful. Do you remember what your parents would used to say? And just nje the rumors in the community. They would say, unendlu lapha ekhaya kakhe la kunetinhloko khona tebamfu. Do you remember those conversations, guys? Or it's just me where I come from. I remember the one that was driving a van and maybe unestolo or in, we used to think ubulala bantu uyasontana, but uyasontana. You understand? But where did that come from? It came from the poverty mindset that umflo rich kunento lekayendako lenye lekangasitsheliyo.
Something.
Ngiyabona? So if you think, as I come to the Zoom meetings, angutsheli konke, you will never really be successful. Because you think isibusi kunento lenye lekayendako emakoneni balaba bedlamini bahle bayovusetela. There's no way. Thina nje kunema-sacrifices. Ashonelwe ngumfana wakho umuva kuthiwe ya wendelwe umfana wakho umkhobo ufele ngaye. Guys, those things, shame, they will always hold us back as Black people. You see me start from the ground ngithi ngibhokisi yodumo ngita nawe kahle ngibhizi ngiya-advertise. The minute sengihola 1 million sekunalenye into lengiyendithi njani ngoba phela solo uyangibuka. The money mindset is important, guys. You can't hate rich people and be successful. You can't. You can't. I saw someone saying, these people that are now driving Range Rovers and they're successful kuma-30s, nakufika my family gatherings, sebasikhomba ngetikhiya, and then you find an old woman sekahleti lapha sekathatha ama-order from that lady in her 30s just because she's successful. And then you're there like, kwaze kwaba hard ukuba successful in front of poverty. Because this person now is saying there's something wrong you are doing when just because you're successful. There's nothing. Because yena akayijwayeli success ibukeka njengaye. People don't mind seeing rich people so long as they are white and old. The minute ungusibusi lebakhule naye bafundza naye, now it looks like there's some foul play somewhere. Which is why I always emphasize to young people, please move from your hometown. I will never not tell people that thing. Phuma nje la wakhulela khona. You will never make success in that place. Stop trying to convince people who say, hey, I'm successful, but I'm not like them. I don't brag like them. There's no way you cannot look like you are bragging because automatically you don't really have the same life as them. So now, like double story, second you are brag. It's your everyday life, wena. Like, it's your everyday life. I go to a brag. It's your life. But to them, it looks like you're bragging. So to avoid kwakona lokho bese uyadihamblisha uzama ukuthi guys siyafana angisiko angaphakami njengalalabanye.
Afuna ukufana nebami.
There's no way ngingafana nawe mina ngilalela Jim Rohn every day. Honestly, like the story. Ngicabanga different. The results, that's why I already think different. So the minute now I spend 2 hours with you, and I realize because when kuwo wonke lo 2 hours ukhuluma ngebamfu, like ukhuluma ngebantfu, umbonile bani Somithi, umbonile bani Ubuyile Emveni, I don't know what to say to you because I'm constantly talking about personal development and my goals and millions and what. Yabo. So I would say siphakeme. It's the elevation of the mindset. The conversations are different at the top. So if you constantly now have to go back to your old friends and convince them that, no, yes, America, but kuyafana nala Swatini akusiko kude indlela umntu ohlala ku-first world lo ngafana nayo umntu ohlala ku-third world. There's no way. Stop trying to make them feel okay. There's no way. There's no way. Umuntu ohambe ngemgwaqo wayeJozi for 6 hours. Lo ngafanana nomuntu ohambe ngendiza for 50 minutes. There's no way, guys.
Yeah.
So the mindset is the most important thing.
True.
The money will automatically happen. Sengivala mbamba ke nyalo. Senginomfundisi vala mbamba. But yeah, sengivala mbamba because honestly, we really delay our success by trying to take everyone with us. Even my own family, guys, I love them, but I cannot take them. Like I sibancane kwani siyi-6, but there's no way I can carry everyone to where I am. Ngingaphosa nje liches vivaneni nanginemali nginegrosa nginani but ngeke ngikukhiphe kule ndlela locabanga ngayo ungakadikhiphi wena.
True.
So when Mel Robbins says no one is coming, akakacambi man. No one is coming to save you, Shem. Even your own mothers nayo. Umthande nje but ngeke umkhokhe engqondweni la nayo. Yakhe nje. Until endele influence tena every day nathi lethi sikhiphe kancane tasisharpenishe saze sabona siyathi besicabanga kanjena ngani all our lives. And don't then go back and say, hey, nine bomake ne-poverty mindset. No, you can't. But you know it. Like, ukuthi nakathi umntalo wakho ye-anele. Le nto forever iyakuphazamisa. Hayi ukuthi yakunyanya uyabo. What if isikolwa is the one way of being successful?
Yeah.
So ungamsoli, ungamjaji, ungathi inkinga yeni make ukuthi ukhule kulenye era nje ke. Let's start there. Akade ngithi kunabo network marketing, nabo programming, nabo robotics, nabo digital marketing, nabo bani. Yena wathi kuthina ungnurse, umthishela, ungudokotela, utoba successful. So it's not even up to you to convince them. Don't. Your success will do that. But ungazami kuthi ifamily yami I have no interest in recruiting my family members. Shem right nje. Right, because I also don't want, like right until the person does the work on themselves. Then that's a totally different story. So guys, let us really realize our mindset is how we're going to be successful. The skill, I can't recruit, I can't talk, I can be learned. It can be learned. How to hold a meeting, how to design a post. You know how we then obsess about the things we're unable to do. I don't know how to do a Zoom meeting. I don't know how to design a Canva poster. Do you even believe ukuthi success yakho ilaka forever? Ilapho nje. Ayikho konke lokunye. Now, I know leaders that don't know how to do. I'm actually, I think one of the few people that are a jack of all trades that can do everything. And maybe Nami, I would be rich if I wasn't trying to do everything. Maybe I would just make. That's the truth, because if you do everything, you won't be successful, right? Njengomuntu who wakes up a recruiter yet. Meaning I wake up and try to design, try to. You understand? But trust me, there's very few people. I think even my own mentor doesn't know how to design posters. I've never had her how to design him a post. I normally hear as I'm waiting for the guy who designs the posters to send them to us. So while when we are busy stressed about how to design, other people are busy working on their mindset so that they can be successful. They're busy doing what counts. Like what counts? They're busy talking to people. They're busy arranging coffee meetings. They're busy presenting. While when you are worried about you, I wish I had nice suit so that when I talk, people listen. Others baphuma ngale skip abanazo bayowenda le business. You know, so it's 80% mindset and 20% skill. But also, as much as it's 80% mindset, ungahlali ulalela Jim Rohn from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. but to be successful. Phela now we still need to execute. You still need to do. Nakathi nje yena, pause this video. Ubhale i-prospect list. Utobe sawusayiphozile le video. Ubhale i-prospect list ngoba kushitiwe yena njalo. You know. Nakathi, pause this video and make 20 calls. Do that. Because that's where the success is. But again, the mindset, if you believe good when you deserve success, that's how you get there. If when uzina ukhuluma nale prospect ucabanga ukuthi iyangibuka, icabanga ukuthi hawu nangu umfana nangu, hawu angitshela nje anele. You won't be successful because now it's your image, it's the image that you have of yourself. You think lo muntu more successful than you, so when angomtshele lutho. That's where the problem is. So work on your mindset so that, and listen to more successful people so that utosheshe ubone ema mistakes labawenda bona bahlala there longer. Athi mawunakathi, yo, I used to listen to my leader and just be scared to talk. Listen, then you say, you know what, this is me right now. Let me stop being scared to talk. And then you talk. And then you realize that with every prospect that you talk to, the fear goes away. With every meeting that you do, the fear goes away. With every, so the execution is the key. If I do, then it becomes less intimidating. And then you do more. All right. She needs to sleep. All right, guys, let us close this. Then we're going to have another one on Thursday. Very soon, you guys are going to start leading these 5 a.m. sessions. I'm watching you. We'll say, Anel, you're going to lead the 5 a.m. session one day. Yes, because Anthony is in my manager. What are you going to tell your team? Yes. Very soon you're going to lead these meetings. So all the best for the day. Let us go and win, guys. Let us really show up with intention. Don't do 100 things. Just do one thing that takes you there. One video. If you can't do 3, do one video. Sometimes it's just putting one foot in front of the other. It's not all, sometimes we're all over. We're all over. In the street selling, in this Zoom, in the TikTok, in the WhatsApp, sometimes you just need to take one foot, put it in front of the other, Go reduce another overwhelm. When just today I have a coffee meeting. That is what I have on my calendar. And then I had a 5 a.m. meeting, and then I'll attend power hour at 12. Really, that is putting one foot in front of the other. Then I have a success day in a weekend. That is you putting one foot in front of the other. It's not about doing everything at once, posting 100 things, going viral, having 100 people calling you, it's just putting, if you have to place that order, place that small order, plus 0.3. That is you putting one foot in front of the other. You wanted to do 4cc, but ubonakala ngeke uwende 0.3 usiboya ku-4cc. Because if you really, really wait for everything to be perfect, you'll always say, wena, 4cc nasiqala inyanga nasivala sibona 0. 4cc 0. 4cc na 0. So those 0.3 usho ukuthi uyaqatfuta, uyakhona. That is what babies do. And before you know it, this baby's running. This baby doesn't need to lean on things to walk. This baby is falling and rising fast. It's because they put one foot. And nangathi ubeka nyawo sethi our things have full. If we could learn from babies, but it's in sifuna kubaba uHusain Bolt. Ufika nje business high sprint. That's when sithi nasiwa kanjalo siwa ngesisu singaphindi sifuke. Because we didn't want to put one foot in front of the other, learn, grow, uticolele for all the things that you did. I wanted to do 4cc in December. Solo hleti lapho seze siya February. Solo wena ubuhlungu ukuthi wena 4cc akaphuma December. Move on. Move on. You want to do a coffee meeting? Umuntu wangethi coffee meeting solo hleti so usaba nekuschedule lenye. I had a meeting with my teacher from high school, Snayo. Do you know Mr. Wairi? I had a meeting with him, I think like December. If I could tell you, was best ngifuna kuba meeting naye for how long? Sasisaba coffee meeting kwangendeki. You don't give up. You then come back and say, I can see you are busy. Let's do a Zoom. I can see the Zoom is struggling. We don't have a connection. Let's do a WhatsApp video. It's you just trying and trying. Don't write people off, guys. When you call someone once for a follow-up, akabambi, so well decided ukuthi hayi uyangighost. She could just be in a meeting she could just be in a hospital. People, guys, are not expecting us to recruit them. Abakahlaleli recruitwa ngethu bamfu. So put one foot in front of the other. You call someone akabambi, you send a voice note. You call someone akabambi, you send a text. Hi, so and so. I hope you're good. Compliments. I was trying to reach out to you. I assume you are busy. Please get back to me. It's about business. Hi, ukuthi uyamshayela bese uthi udanini kani solo ngimele wena. That's not how we do it. You won't be taken seriously. Uze usho ukuthi yathi solo wonke mvusho kanje kanti ngonani solo kuthi ngisho kunye nongijoyinako no guys people don't need to know your dirty laundry yazi. I always say it was my first recruits most do. I'm sure Baba shocked when they got into the team. They really thought ukuthi seyinenye team yami. I will never look like my failures, I will never. No, nobody knows that you didn't do 4cc. And nobody knows because you're assistant supervisor. Why do we not do for it? So whenever you write yourself off because in the business you're not winning, it's because when you decide to win, lapha ku-Team Eagles, kutifakela i-pressure, i-comparison nebantfu labanye lo ongazange ubabone ngisho nangeliso, ubona nje la groupini. Ti-comparison nabo. Do what you have to do. Nasithi call your people. Nasithi follow up on your people. Nasithi make a recommendation for a product. Ungayendi recommendation based on nang lokuceda kuyi-reject product yakho bose sosaba kwakhona lo uyi-rejecta le alo. Nasithi drink your alo sisho loko nje-ke ungadecide akungayinathi wena. But sisho loko nje si drink your alo because I was up at 3 a.m. and now so long ngiyavafuta. 2 hours later I'm still talking. Can't you see that there's energy here? There is.
Yeah.
you know. But when the only reason you're not selling aloe is because someone wake wasidulile kana isebenzi. And there you are still sitting and thinking, yo, ngabe lo nto ayithenga yini yena? Uzusho ukuthi seningamane nikunika 3 months to pay, kusho wena. Guys, let us go and work. Let me start working. Bye, for real now.
Thank you. Bye.